Hello everyone, thank you for listening and watching. My name is Nefertiti and you can find my information in the description box below. I am a wellness coach and I specialize in distance spiritual life coaching with an emphasis on spiritual practicality, astrology, crystal healing. I'm also a certified yoga instructor and plant-based nutritionist. So this is an energy update for the week beginning October 21st. Now, I don't know about you, but for me and some of my clients, this has been a month of high strangeness. There has been a lot of things kind of coming up, a lot of things happening, a lot of lessons, a lot of challenges, a lot of just weird things kind of happening to make us more aware of who we are and where we stand energetically. The veil at this time of year is naturally thinner, especially as we approach Halloween or Hallows Eve or Samhain, whatever you want to call it. So we are naturally more intuitive. We're able to really connect to more of the subtle energy just because the veil is thinner. And I like to think of this time as somewhat karmic as well. We have to remember that karma is not necessarily positive or negative. Karma is simply cause and effect, right? Nothing happens until something moves. So when we're talking about cleansing our karma, removing bad karma, you want to think of it like cleaning a dirty rag in a bucket of water. You keep dunking it in the water. Every time you pull the rag out, it gets a little bit cleaner. You dunk it in again, it gets a little bit cleaner. You replace the water, you dunk it in again, right? If you're going to do it that way. But that's kind of how karmic cleansing works. Sometimes we can get all of our lessons, all of the cleansing that we need in one go, in one experience. But usually it takes several experiences with the same energetic signature for us to really look at that karmic residue, if you will, and decide what we're going to do with it. Do we need to cleanse it, dissolve it? Does it need to be integrated? Or do we still have lessons to learn from that energy? So let's talk about the astrology. So Mercury has been in Scorpio since October 3rd, where he is going to retrograde and be for the next 2.5 months or so. And we know Scorpio is that deeper energy. It's that kind of black or white type of energy, right? There really is no gray area. It's kind of all or nothing. And Scorpio rules secrets and the underworld because it's ruled by Pluto. On October 21st, we have Venus in harmony with Neptune. So this is great for your inspiration, for artists, performers. This is also great for romance and self-love practices since we have the moon currently transiting Leo, okay? On the 23rd, the sun is going to move into Scorpio where Mercury is. And again, this is that all or nothing energy. We're really the energy is being focused on Scorpio energies, right? Passion, intensity, that deeper energy, psychological energy, intuitive energy. So ruled by Pluto, which is the lord of the underworld. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto. This is about death and rebirth. This is the time of year when the weather starts changing, when we're more inclined to spend time indoors. If you live in the northern hemisphere, if you live in the southern hemisphere, it's starting to get warmer. But either way, the weather is changing. Things are shifting. And so with this sun in Scorpio, we're going to see more weird stuff in the government, more explosive energy, people kind of getting in these power struggles. We're going to see more of that. On October 25th, Venus is going to sextile Pluto. So this is a huge focus on your authenticity, which we as light warriors, as light workers, star seeds, way showers, that is our ultimate goal in this life, is to be authentic. One of the ultimate goals, because it's only through an authentic life can you be a positive example to other people. It's the only way that you can really have true inner peace and self-love and respect. You can't demand respect from somebody else if you don't respect yourself. And if you're not being an authentic human being to the best of your ability, then that ultimately attracts disrespect because you're being fake, right? So think about that. But connecting to other people on deeper levels is this Venus-Pluto energy, and more intimacy with yourself, more intimacy with other people, with the things, the situations, the projects that you are connected to. On October 27th, we have the Scorpio new moon, which is exact at 8:38 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, this is a very explosive, kind of erratic energy because it is opposing Uranus. So expect the unexpected. This can make people feel restless, a little anxious, maybe do stupid shit, right? So be mindful of that. Everybody is not as aware of subtle energy as some of us might be. So they don't, not only are they being accosted by what they have no idea about, they don't even know what to do with it, right? So the easiest path is to project it outward, because it's not who you are, right? You know that it doesn't feel good. I don't want this. So they project it out. So be mindful of that as an aware human being. And be flexible and adaptable with this energy, because it is Uranus. And again, this could see the politicians acting crazier than they already are, right? So maybe don't even watch the news that day, because people are going to be on some other shit. So that's up to you. I don't watch the news. I don't like being lied to. So I choose to believe that the universe will allow me to know what it is I need to know. That has been true for me ever since I have decided to not really pay attention to the news and mass media. Also on the 27th, we have Mars square Saturn. So again, the energy on this day is going to be kind of strange. Maybe the couple of days before and after that too, because Mars and Saturn are considered malefics. So we don't have to consider challenges a bad thing, but because this is a square aspect, a challenging aspect, I have to let you know that the energy is right for obstacles, challenges, maybe some setbacks to come to your awareness, right? But that's a part of this human experience. Nobody is exempt from challenges, from setbacks, from tragedies. It's just a part of the process of life. So there's no need for you to fear these things. Just being aware of the fact that it is a part of your experience should help you to say to yourself, whatever comes my way, I can handle it, because I understand that it's a part of this process. All right. So this is good energy, the Mars square Saturn, for channeling into competition, into sports. And depending on where you are energetically, it can make you feel a little depressed, a little sad. So, honor that. I mean, if you're not feeling good on a certain day, stay home, binge watch a show, have you a few treats. It's not the end of the world, right? We're here to experience life. Don't stay there, but allow yourself to entertain that energy, right? To process it so that you can release it. We've been led to kind of move away from the things that we fear, and they're still there. Even though the fear is not real, it's still there, right? So as aware human beings, we have the right to confront energy that is not serving us, that is not feeling good to us, and asking, what is this? What is this really? Not about what's on the surface, even if it's another person, not about what you're saying, but asking the universe, your angels, your teachers, your guides, to reveal to you what is actually going on. That way you can take the appropriate action. I've been really practicing that, not really getting attached to outcomes and what what other people are doing or saying, but asking myself, my guides, my teachers, my angels, source energy, what is it that I'm really dealing with in this situation? What is it that I need to know? Because I don't want to be manipulated. When I'm being manipulated, it lowers my vibration and I can't manifest. I want to be able to see things clearly, no matter how it feels, if it hurts, whatever it is that needs to be revealed to me, I need to see it for what it is so that I can act accordingly. Okay, so be brave enough to ask that question to the universe, especially with the Scorpio energy, right? We're being encouraged to go deeper, to dive deeper. What is this really about, right? All right, so this is going to be an interesting week, right? But it's been an interesting month, so let's just roll with it. Let's move on to the Oracle cards. So I have been working with this deck for a while, the Angels and Ancestors deck, because we are dealing with a lot of ancestral patterns, karmic patterns coming up for healing and release and transmutation. So I've been really drawn to this deck. So the card that came up was the Traveler card, and this is about moving in a new direction, but not being afraid to walk alone. Okay, there's a power that you can only discover when you are truly alone, but not alone in a victim space, not I'm lonely, but you're alone, but you're okay with it. You feel empowered because you are really tuned into yourself, right? And this is about trusting the process, trusting the journey, packing light, lightening your load, releasing those things that no longer serve you in a positive way, especially energetically, because energy is all there is, right? And remember that life runs in cycles. So if you're feeling lonely now, understand that this is just a phase, and ultimately it's here for your highest good. It's for your growth, it's for your development. So take advantage of this time. If you are feeling like you're in a space of being more in solitude, we want to stay positive, where you're not really, you're more supported when you're alone as opposed to being in more social situations, right? You feel more supported, especially as we continue into the Scorpio energy. It's about going deep. And remember that your spiritual growth and development is always, always going to be a journey, never a destination, okay? So let's move on to the angel number that came up this week, and the number is 151. And this is again about spending time alone in nature, connecting to the elemental energies, and making changes in your life who support who you are truly and authentically. And remember that your thoughts are manifesting very rapidly right now, so keep them positive as much as you possibly can. Try using default affirmations. I've talked about this in other videos where you have some short, positive present tense phrases that you can repeat to yourself over and over again throughout the day. It's going to help to keep your thoughts aligned, which is going to help in turn keep your beliefs aligned. So my favorites are I love and approve of myself. I am worthy of receiving my good. All of my needs are met. I'll say that at least 400 or 500 times a day to myself. And whenever I feel the need to really focus my thinking. All right, especially if I have a problem that I'm trying to figure out and I feel like I'm going in circles, I'll immediately go to my default affirmations just so that I can shift my thinking and awareness off of the lack, right? And it's very important right now to avoid negative situations and people, because as we are maybe doing some shadow work at this time, we can tend to fall in a space of self-reproach, of feeling like a victim, because all of these things are coming to the surface. And so if you have negative people and situations around you, it's going to exasperate that and maybe frustrate you, and you're not going to really get what you need out of your shadow work. So as much as you possibly can, especially if you're doing shadow work, avoid negative situations and people, okay? So let's move on to the crystal. And the crystal that came up, the stone that came up, was black obsidian. And I've talked about black obsidian in other videos. It is a highly protective stone. It acts almost like a bodyguard to your soul. And it's known as the psychic vacuum cleaner. So it cleans up psychic dross from traumas, from hurts, especially if you're going through the healing process and these things are coming up and being dissolved. There's actually debris, psychic debris. And so the black obsidian is going to come in there and clean that all up. It's a great stone for self-reflection. A lot of times black obsidian is used for scrying, and that is a method of connecting to subtle energy to get answers, right? Crystal ball work is a form of scrying. It's great for shadow work. Obsidian is great for shadow work because it's going to bring those things to the surface. And the energy of black obsidian can be very intense. So if you find that you're having some issues working with it energetically, you can also choose snowflake obsidian. But I always recommend that people work with black obsidian in shorter amounts of time, and definitely alone, maybe during meditation, maybe only carry it with you for a few hours, and definitely set an intention when you're using it. It's a very grounding stone, very earthy. So if you've been working with a lot of high vibrational crystals, or if you're doing any kind of healing work does make you feel ungrounded. It's good for you. We need to heal, but it does unground you. So black obsidian is a stone that'll help you to get reconnected back to your center, back to that root chakra, the earth star chakra, where you can actually continue to send negative energy down back into the earth for healing and transmutation. All right. Black obsidian is a root chakra and earth star chakra crystal. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you so much for listening and watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you have any questions or you would like to book a session with me, you can use the information in the description boxes below. If you'd like to support my channel, my Patreon, or excuse me, my PayPal and Venmo links are listed below as well. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.